think that federal aid should be provided to California for as long as it takes?
Well, it's very sad because I've been trying to get Gavin Newsom to allow water to come. You'd have tremendous water up there. They send it out to the Pacific because they're trying to protect a tiny little fish, which is in other areas, by the way, called a smelt. And for the sake of a smelt, they have no water. They had no water in the fire hydrants today in Los Angeles. It was a terrible thing. And we're going to get that done. It's going to finally be done. I got it done from the federal side, and he didn't want to sign it, but it's not going to happen again like that. There's no reason. Can you imagine? You have farmers that don't have any water in California. They have plenty of water. They don't have a drought. They send it out to the Pacific, and it's crazy. So what's happening in California is a true tragedy. I know those areas very well. I have many friends living in those houses. That is a true tragedy. Nobody ever thought. I mean, virtually Beverly Hills and areas around Beverly Hills are being decimated. The biggest homes, some of the most valuable homes in the world are just destroyed. I don't even know. You know, you talk about a tax base. If those people leave, you're going to lose half your tax base of California. This is a true tragedy, and it's a mistake of the governor, and you could say the administration. They don't have any water. They didn't have water in the fire hydrants.
Life is crazy out there, folks, and it's only getting crazier here in California, where governors and mayors think they know everything and they do everything backwards from normal people, but that's the way it is here in California. We're kind of bass-ackwards. You know what I mean? Bass-ackwards? Yeah, okay, whatever. But anyway, yeah, life gets crazier and crazier. And if I remember correctly, there was a podcast that I listened to on the Joe Rogan show where he was talking to a guy that was saying, I don't know, you can look it up. I'm sure it's out there online. But he was saying that he's getting out of LA because all it takes is one strong wind and a spark, and it's going to blaze up and burn down all of LA. And you know what? This was a while back that this man was talking about this. And he was right. It really did happen. Crazy. Let's see if I can find that. But yeah, you can find it online.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan because he's intelligent, he's smart, he asks questions, he's curious, he picks up on trends, vibes, patterns, and he's able to make wise decisions like moving his show out of Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Hills specifically, because it was very dangerous. It was dangerous because of government tyranny. It was dangerous because of single-party rule. It was dangerous because of wokeness and DEI and a lack of meritocracy and just a horrible quality of life. Joe Rogan said that people are going to get killed there someday in a horrible fire just a few months ago. A chilling prediction.
I was talking to this guy, and he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind, and the fire's going to start in the right place, and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean, and there's not a thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA, and there's not going to be a thing we can do.
It's cleaned out and protected. Got to take care of the floors, the floors of the forests. Very important.
So, it really doesn't matter how much people tells other people what they can do to improve things, especially where an abundance of people lives. No, see, this goes on deaf ears. When you think that you're better than everybody else buying $9 million mansions, yada, 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 you can't be told anything. And that is just the way it is here in California. It's like talking to a rock and asking it to move off of the street after it fell off a cliff onto the road. It just isn't going to happen unless you get out there manually, get some people together, and move it out of the way. So I think in this clip that you're watching now, you're seeing a voice coming from a person who is just wasting his breath and talking to that rock that fell. So, yeah, anyway, let's continue.
You look at other countries where they do it differently, and it's a whole different story. I was with the president of Finland, and he said, we have a much different, we're a forest nation. He called it a forest nation. And they spend a lot of time on raking and cleaning and doing things, and they don't have any problem. And when it is, it's a very small problem. So I know everybody's looking at that, to that end, and it's going to work out.
We're in the public safety phase. I hate to even ask this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this. One can't even respond to it. I mean, it's people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden. And he had the backs of every single person in this community. He didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of it.
We're just asking, why is our town burnt down? Why are our families' houses gone? And if you can explain that to us in a logical, reasonable way, we'll accept it. But right now, there is no explanation.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home? Madam Mayor, let me ask you just again, have you anything to say to the citizens today as you return?
Hold on 1 second.
Madam Mayor, just a few words for the citizens today as you return to deal with the catastrophe.
David, as you say, she wasn't very keen to answer any of your questions there. And fire chiefs are also admitting that they just don't have enough personnel to take out the fires.
Yeah, they're fighting all sorts of challenges. They're talking about a water shortage. There are reports of fire hydrant failures. They've been unable to use firefighting aircraft for much of the day due to the smoke that is billowing ominously from the hills where the wildfires are raging. And I suppose despite that political storm, this is, of course, at its heart, a human story.